What's going on, everybody? It is your channel host, Dr. Goon. Welcome to Goon Nation. If you are not a Goonie yet, make sure to subscribe and join the movement. We are on the road to 30K. I'm very proud of how fast we are growing. Also, make sure to check out my Twitter. I just started one. I respond to DMs. I'm active every day, hoping to grow that for the sake of my channel. And I am also active in my server where we do games, prizes, D&Ds, giveaways, and more on Discord. Check both those links out in the video description down below. Now, getting into this topic, right? This is the start of Aura Wars. And it's funny because when I first said I was starting this series and I posted this comparison, people started quoting feats saying this verse scales higher, all that. It's not what it's about. This isn't a conventional versus battle. When I say aura, I mean, how does a character command the panel or screen? When they show up, how much do they dominate the spotlight? How much presence do they have? What's the drip looking like? What's the sauce? What is their aura? Today, we are comparing two absolute juggernauts in this category with Yujiro Hanma from Baki versus Akuma from Street Fighter. I'm going to briefly break down both of them, describe what they've done in this series that compares aura, and then at the end, I'm going to tell you who I think ultimately has more aura. Without further ado, let's begin. Before we get into this video is Deliverance Through Horror, written by Mason Q. Now, this is actually a personal friend of mine, also a member and subscriber of my Discord. He recently published this book, which currently sits at 5 stars. He is putting out a second book soon. It's a very fun read, especially if you like horror, fantasy, and mysticism. I would definitely suggest checking it out as a fresh new read. Link in the comment or the video description down below. And if you actually add me on Discord and send the code Deliverance through Dr. Goon, I will personally add you to the author's server for the book and his upcoming projects, and you can actually chop it up with him, which is a pretty cool deal with the sponsorship. Again, shout out to Deliverance Through Horror. Go personally recommend it. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Now, first, we are going to talk about Akuma. Akuma is a character from Street Fighter that originally sought out enlightenment and how to reach the ultimate peak of martial arts. In the hustle and in the struggle, and him trying to grind his XP up, he accidentally turned evil. He turned to the darkness no Hado, and he became a legend soon after, giving into this darkness, beating the shit out of people, and pulling off. Okay. Now, in terms of aura and how respected he is in the verse. Almost every time Yujiro shows up and he's noticed and he's noted as arriving, making a scene, it's almost a guarantee a character is going to die. Whether or not they are in their prime does not matter. Akuma is quick to let people know he has transcended what normal humans can do. He's fought emissary of the gods while talking shit and letting them know he's going to surpass the heavens themselves. He pulled up on the final boss, Bison, in the second game. Put him on a t-shirt after his entrance, which is crazy to do. He's had crossovers with the likes of Marvel and Darkstalkers. When he showed up in Hell, he got everyone's attention and pulled off on everybody. When he's pulled up on other characters before, his key or killing intent literally created an aura that everyone could tell and find to be very impressive. He's been punching meteors, putting characters on t-shirt, taking out gods, and is either sometimes considered a god himself. Overall, Akuma is an absolute menace, one of the biggest bullies in the Street Fighter verse, and even when he goes to Marvel, Darkstalkers, and other verses, he's always putting in work and causing chaos and havoc. And ultimately, when he arrives on the scene, you know a character is potentially gonna die. But having gotten Akuma out the way, let's pan over to Yujiro Hanma. Yujiro is the big dog of the Bakiverse, which is a more human-based verse where characters all throughout the world are trying to reach the peak of martial arts. And at the top of the mountain, at the top of the throne, sits the ogre himself, Yujiro Hanma. Now, when he literally was born, this man's aura sent shockwaves throughout the earth that immediately had every major country rushing to increase their defenses and to prepare for whatever threat had just pulled up. Muhammad Ali, one of the most famous boxers. Him, his seed, anyone in that bloodline can get it from Yujiro, as even his aura has them shook. He's pulled up on bears and bullied them. He pulled up on a prehistoric human, the peak, the apex of ancient hunters and fighters, Mr. Pickle himself, who, by the way, is probably my favorite character in Baki. And even a prehistoric being like that, who really operates on picking up on aura and how real people are, immediately knew he was standing in the presence of an absolute beast. Obama himself has pulled up on Yujiro, promising that America wanted no beef with him. He's drop slammed earthquakes, shocking everyone around them. He doesn't need towels. He just flexes off. It's so ridiculous. The water in that's on his body, and people that see it are like, "What the hell?" They've said his aura, his presence alone seems to shake and distort space around him. He is most men just straight up cower in his presence. They will even start fighting each other to avoid being perceived as a threat to the ogre because they don't want to get destroyed. He has so much aura, so much testosterone in him that he views everyone else as a female. So if he takes your cheeks and you're a guy, he doesn't think it's gay. He's just that big of a man. Some of the things don't make sense about Yujiro. The way he is portrayed in the verse, he basically walks around, does what he wants, and is just naturally superior to everyone. And when he's on panel or he's on screen, he makes sure to let everyone know they don't measure up to the ogre himself. In fact, he's hit people so hard, they thought they were back in the wound, and him just moving makes people piss themselves. It is absolutely absurd how much aura Yujiro has in his verse. Now, if we were to compare both of these characters, not in a versus battle sense, but rather in a who has more aura, who do I think would come out on top? Who do I think is superior in the department of aura? Before I tell you, make sure to smash the like button. Let's try to get this to 300 likes. Just a friendly reminder, every comment and every like helps my channel grow, as well as the next battle you want to see in terms of aura wars. I want you to get in the comments and let me know who should be next. Who should I compare in just aura? But circling back to this is an interesting matchup. When I initially put out the poll, the people actually responded quickly, and it was about a 75-25 split in favor of Akuma. However, like I said, a lot of the comments told me people thought this was a regular versus battle. They thought these two were throwing hands. No, that's not the case. We're comparing their aura within their own verse. And in that case, I think Yujiro takes it without a doubt. This man had everyone shook by his aura literally when he came out the womb. He was thugging as a baby. He has entire nations signing that they don't want to beef with him. He scares pretty much everybody, making people piss themselves just being in his presence. His aura makes people fight themselves. Every time he's on the panel or on screen, everything changes. He is the main deal, the main event every time he's on screen. Akuma, a lot of times, people don't even know he's there. He's moving in the shadows, he's slumping people. He's had a couple massive moments, and of course, he's a powerhouse. But that doesn't mean he has the most aura. I think if you compare both in just the sense of who has more aura, I actually think Yujiro takes it very comfortably. Yujiro Hanma, in my opinion, has some of the most aura we have seen in fiction. I declare him the winner of the first ever Aura War. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If you agree or disagree, let me know as well. Run the likes up, subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for all the love and support. Check out my Twitter and check out the sponsor of the video. I'll see y'all later. Peace.